Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be unboxing Champions of Midgard, a game by Ole Steinus, and it was published by Gray Fox Games. I believe this came out, I want to say it was 2015. I could be wrong about that, but it's been a number of years now for sure. And I only recently got a chance to play it on Board Game Arena. I think it's in its alpha testing right now. But about once a month, I go on Mr. House Gaming, and him and I, along with Tim from Board Game Hot Takes, and Riley from the Board Game Community Show and the Friend and Foe Adventure Co. will stream a game, usually on BGA so far. So this is one we did, and I think everyone, I'm not sure if, I think it was only one person who'd played it. I could be wrong, but oh my goodness, we all loved this game. Like, really, really loved it. Of all the games we played, and we've played several now, this, I think, by far was the favorite. I really enjoyed it, so I had to get it immediately. So let me turn this over and tell you what it says. It says, the old Jarl has died, and his once prosperous fort has fallen into a state of catastrophe. Fearsome creatures are coming in droves, driving chaos and destruction before them. Trolls attack the town. Draugr terrorize nearby villages. Monsters strike at travelers and merchants alike. The people are suffering, and you could be their champion. Champions of Midgard blends worker placement and dice-driven combat to create an exciting and strategic experience. Recruit warriors, gain powerful runes, and peer into the future. Then send your faithful fighters on journeys to defeat fierce and mythical beasts. Gain the most glory to become the new Jarl and be recognized as a champion of Midgard. So play 60 to 90 minutes, ages 10 and up, 2 to 4 players. So let's bust this thing open. Back when this came out, at least the podcast and whatnot I was listening to was really trying to compare this with Lords of Waterdeep. Trying to say like which one they like better. And actually, I think whatever ones I was listening to at the time, I think actually liked Champions of Midgard better. And I'd have to play it more to make that decision, but I do think they are significantly different, even though they're both worker placement, both sort of a fantasy-ish setting. That you could easily have both and be totally fine. But nonetheless, that was what was going on. But I had Lords of Waterdeep, so I was like, well, I don't know. If they're that close, I don't really need to buy this game. And if I would have known that they actually feel quite a bit different, I might have anyway. So here's the rule book. And let's see, there's some variants on the back, don't worry about yet. Appendix here. So it looks like the actual rules go to 13 pages. So, not too bad. Let me flip through here. It wasn't a very heavy game. There's a few kind of little things that are different from other worker placement things. Primarily the dice rolling to do combat, which I think some people may not like, perhaps, in their worker placement. But, the thing about dice rolling is that it can create those stand-up moments where everyone's like, oh my gosh, are you going to get this roll? And when you do, it's like, cheers, or when you don't, it's like, it's so rough. And I think that's a lot of fun, and it's hard to do that, get that same feeling in a game that is, doesn't have that luck element. So, all right. So I don't even know if I'm going to know what all these tokens do necessarily. So there's some buildings that you can put out. I believe it's kind of a random selection each game. I could be wrong about that, but that'll let you do various kinds of actions. It'll just work as different places. All right, so we've got the cool boards for each character you can play as, because you do have asymmetric powers. I'm trying to remember which character I played, but so maybe coins here. We got the ships, because you can buy ships if you want to, or you could just use like the one that anyone can use. Okay, so here's more. I was this guy, Asmundr, maybe? Asmundr the Pious, where I gained 2 victory points whenever I spent I can't remember what the term is, to reroll. So that was a pretty good one. I really liked him. Lure the Berserk, I can't remember what the other guys played, but regardless, I love those asymmetric powers. We got a quick reference guide here, which is nice. It's on cardboard punch board, so it's not just like a loose card, moving around in there. All right, let me open this up. There are 2 expansions for this game. I didn't get those yet, but I probably will. But I know if you go to the Gray Fox website, there is a like a big box that comes with the expansions, and it'll fit everything in them. So okay, so here's the board. I'm gonna try to scroll that as much as I can. So down here is where you'll have like areas you could travel to and fight various kinds of beasts. There is a score tracker on the board. Here's all these various spots that you can go visit. Over here are going to be those randomized buildings I told you about. At the top, there's going to be areas to go fight the trolls or the Draugrs. There's going to be 2 Draugrs out. There's hunting grounds where you can send your warriors out to just basically get some food. And you hire warriors, and basically they, depending on what weapon they have, they'll have a different die. And each die will have a different number of successes on them. Some will have shield, so you can resist damage. And I think like the most powerful weapon doesn't have shield, so there's some balancing there. There's some creatures that you cannot fight with certain weapons. So there's a lot to consider. But God, I love that system. It's so good. So here's the dice I was talking about. These are going to be your warriors, basically. I'll show you the 3 dice here, if I can get it open. Okay. All right, so if I recall, the white die is your swordsman. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. The white die is your swordsman. It's got a shield side, or at least one shield side. It may have more. It's the weakest. It doesn't have as many successes. It doesn't have things with like a lot of hits on them. Then you have your red ones, which are, I forget if they're pikes or spears, but some more chances for success. There's a shield on that one too. And then you have your axes, which have a lot more attack successes, but don't have a shield on them. So yeah, it's kind of make your choices where you want to recruit and where you don't. Let's take a look at the, oh, hold on. It's got a lot of plastic bags in here, as you might expect. You have markers here for like your victory points and whatnot, I imagine. I can't remember what all they did in the... That's what I was being on BGAs. I don't handle the components, so sometimes I forget what they are. So you have your various cubes for different sorts of resources that you can get. You have your meeples. It has a neat system in here because, you know, like many worker placement games, you can get an extra worker. And the first person who does it, it costs them the most. And the second person, it costs a little less. And so on, because only one person could go there for a turn. So when you get it later, it's technically less valuable because you're not going to get as many actions out of that person, which I think is kind of a neat way to do it. I don't know. I'm sure it's been done before. I don't know if I've seen that, not that I recall. But that's kind of nice because it gives you a little room to choose. Like, do you want to get it early and spend more? Like, that's certainly got a lot of value to you, but, you know, maybe it'll make more sense to get it a little bit later. All right, so here's some of the trolls you could fight. I'm not sure if I remember exactly how this goes. Like, if no one fights the trolls, then everyone gets, oh gosh, is it, I don't remember if it's negative, like, trust or what. I'm not remembering the right terminology, but the Draugr are scary. They're kind of like, the Draugr are scary. They're kind of like undead guys. So there's always a troll out, and if nobody fights them, it's kind of bad for everybody, but it's always good to deal with the bad guys too. So, okay, so then we get to like the bigger monsters that you have to travel to. Lindworm. Elevate, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Hrimthurs. A Fenrir Cub. Those are cool. Eldjotnar. Jeez, these are tough to say. And Dreki. You might notice that these all have different colored borders. And that's one of the scoring things at the end of the game. You get points for every set of like colors you have. So if you have like, you know, for every red, yellow, blue you get extra points. So that's another thing to keep your mind on. I think when we played our game online, I think I had more sets than anyone else, but I still came in second. Riley he is good at games. I tell you what, he's won way more games than anyone. I have lost, I have not won any games. We'll just put it that way. So not shocking to me whatsoever, you know, but that doesn't really bother me too much. I love playing with those guys. If you haven't checked out that channel, my gosh, go check it out and watch some of those plays because they're still up there. Even though he streams them, they're still there for you to watch later. Okay, so tell me what those are. We have gifts, healing. Some of these are like these rune cards that will do some kind of extra thing. There's gold cards. I didn't actually go for any of the rune cards when we played. I don't think I got a single one. All quiet. So yeah, so when you travel out to fight those monsters you have to travel to, you go by ship and you draw one of these cards and it'll have some sort of an effect on you. All quiet is probably what you really want. There's like Kraken, that sounds really bad. I didn't have to deal with that. Lost, no wind. So there's all kinds of things. So when you send them out to sea, you also have to make sure there's enough food for everyone to eat. And some of these cards can affect your food supply, which is kind of scary because you're already out there. So that's how it goes. So wow, that was everything. That is all of Champions of Midgard, which if you have not played it, I don't think it's open on BGA for just everyone to play. So one of the people in our group there had a way to get into the alpha of it. It had some bugs, but you know, they'll work that out, I'm sure. But when it hits BGA, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend this game. It's really fantastic. I cannot wait to play the physical copy because that's always just a little more special. And I want to check out those expansions when I can. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to see you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye.
Hi everyone, we now have a merch store, so please help support our channel and check it out.
Yeah, these games are very expensive, as you know. We also look to upgrade our equipment one day so we can get better quality video too. And sadly, that all just takes a bunch of money. But this is a great way you can help us. We have all kinds of t-shirts in different colors with both the classic All Games New and Old logo and the AGNO for Everyone logo.
We also have sweatshirts like the zip-up hoodie or the classic hoodie.
And we have all kinds of items you can have around the house, like the water bottle or coffee tumbler.
We also have pint glasses and mugs and a few other things.
Yeah, so go on there. There's a lot of different colors for a lot of this stuff. So go check it out. See if anything appeals to you. Hopefully it does, and hopefully you'll help us out. We'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.